Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon, and you're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all.
Hello, and welcome. Listen, we are back. It is a new season for us. This is the 25-26 season. It's your girl, Latoya Chanel, and of course, I am here with my bestie right here. This is Miss Queen B.
Hey, guys.
We have been off for the summer, right?
Yes.
So it's a brand new season. We are back. We haven't been here for what, 3 months?
Yes.
It's been a long time. Did you miss the studio? I did. I miss the studio. I miss Jeff being mean to us. You know, our producer is real mean, y'all. But anyway, I just miss Jeff being mean to us. He is a Virgo. Yeah. Oh, wait. It's Virgo season, right?
It is.
Okay. Anyway, I miss Jeff being mean to us on Tuesday nights, but we definitely love him, and I'm so happy to be back in the studio. Blessed to still be doing this. Blessed to have a studio family, a radio family. I got to hang with them on Sunday before we came back for the season, and I'm excited. Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
I see you. So excited.
Miss Queen B, how are you?
I am good.
Yeah.
I'm good. It's been a hell of a ride.
Has it? It has. But you're here.
But I'm here. I am here.
Yeah, you're here and making it and doing it.
Yes. First shout out is to welcome. I mean, I'm glad to be back and all the people that are listening.
Yeah.
Shout out to the people that held me down this summer. Emotionally in a lot of ways. I had a lot of loss this year.
Yes.
This summer. Shout out to my sister-in-law who I call my sis. And my brother and her was rocking since they were 14. And she lost her life this summer, a month ago, actually. A month ago. To date. And who used to...
Say her name.
Katara Washington.
Say her name. Katara
and she used to be an avid person of commenting on the show.
She always watched. She watched every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. Supporting the show.
Yeah.
Shout out to Reserved who, also held me down emotionally. And thank you. Every day those check-ins are everything.
Yeah.
So shout out to that.
Well, grief is a journey.
It is.
And you're still very early in that journey.
Definitely.
Yeah. So.
But I am pushing and I'm here.
Absolutely.
And we got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff to be happy about.
Absolutely.
So,
can you tell them a little bit about what you started doing this summer with your officiating services?
Oh, yes.
Please?
So I actually started being a marriage officiant. Where
listen, black people still getting married, so listen.
So it's a beautiful thing because I witness love in some of the smallest places and some of the biggest places, right? Yeah. And it's funny because the love is the same. I actually married a person in their home, and then I went to a venue and a park and everything, and it's the same love, it's the same message. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Well, shout out to you.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
So it's called Dearly Beloved.
Okay. Okay.
Like, Queen Bee, Beloved. So you can reach me there if you're trying to tie the knot. And I make it, I make the marriage and the vows and everything. No two people, one marriage, I should say. No one has the same vows.
Okay.
The message is different,
Right. Do you have to know something about the couples before you do it?
I do, though.
You
I
ask,
do.
I
ask. Oh, yeah. Okay. I ask a lot of information before. What's your background? I ask a lot of questions. So we have a consultation first.
Nice.
So I just don't say, okay, give me the date or whatever. I say, hey, what date are you looking for? And then tell me your background and how you met and, all of those things. So,
nice.
No, I do some homework.
Nice.
They do some homework.
Okay.
But it's been a beautiful ride with that.
I'm loving it. Mm-hmm. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Yeah, we have some things that are going to be coming up here. Yes. We have another live show that's coming up. I'm going to clap that up. You guys know that prior to the pandemic, we were always doing live shows. We were always doing either poetry events or Mars Venus conversations. And then the pandemic happened. We kind of got away from it. This year, we decided that we were going to go back to it. So we had our first live show in January.
Yes.
Our second one in April. And now we're going to have the third one and last one of the year is going to be in October as a part of the Queen City Film Festival. And that's going to be on October 16th. And so I need you guys to come out, go to qcffnj.com and get your tickets. You can purchase your tickets on that website now for the live event. Everybody knows it's an intimate experience. It's us talking about Black love. It's us talking about the state of marriage and relationships. It's us talking about what's going on. So when somebody slide in your DM, what you supposed to do? You know, like what's the appropriate action when someone slides in your DM? What's the appropriate first date? Who's supposed to say what? Who's supposed to do what? So those are the things that we're talking about. We have a relationship coach, Coach Trev. I'm gonna shout him out, who joins us every live event. You guys know him from the show. He has a book called Never Settle, and he's extremely intelligent and knowledgeable in this whole marriage stuff. I mean, he's gonna get me married again one day, but we gonna work on that part. I'm gonna be like the first client this season, right? Yes. You know what? I'm gonna put it out there. By the end of this season, never mind. Anyway, so look, don't.
Slow down.
Yeah, listen. I'm not gonna say it. But anyway, listen. And we have some more stuff coming up. We have some more magazine shoots and things that are coming up that you guys are going to see, and some more events that we're going to be a part of that we are going to want you guys to see. But we'll announce it. We're excited. I said, again, it's a new season for us, and we have so many things happening. So many great guests that are going to be joining us this season. So many great guests that are going to be joining us this season, and we're going to be talking about just wonderful things. But in the meantime, we got a great guest that's in here with us tonight,
He's
right?
Back.
You look, we have a great guest that is in studio with us tonight. Listen, I don't want to botch the introduction, right? But all I'm going to say is, you know his name, right? You know his face.
Yes.
You know every single one of his characters for the last 20, 30 years?
Yeah, going on.
30 years? For the last 30 years, right? You know, all of his... Listen, we're just going to get into it. Y'all, please help us welcome to the studio, J.D. Williams.
All right. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me. I love y'all setup in here.
The most hardworking man I know.
Thank you. I'm trying. You know, it is hard to work.
Yes.
I'll tell you that.
And you know what? And I'm glad you started off there, because we did a panel last week, right? We did a panel last week that I was, it was a privilege to be the moderator for, with you and a bunch of your fellow actor and actress. Oh, shout out to Tobias, who is also going to be on our panel for that October 16th show. Tobias and Michelle will be there. But she said the hardest working man. I do have a lead-in question for you. Is it easier for you to choose roles just to work? Or does it have to mean something to you in order for you to decide on which role you're going to take?
I mean, you would always love to do something that has a message, or, you can learn something from. But I think it kind of balances out, because, when it could go too long without working, you got to take a job, and hopefully it comes through. But, if stuff is kind of overlapping and you get a chance to, pick and choose, or you have to make a decision between two, I would definitely choose one that I would, I have more passion about than one that's, something I've already kind of tread over before. But if they happen to collide, that's a beautiful thing. But like I said, I think they kind of balance themselves out. You get a job that you have to take, or you don't think about, you just do it, for consistency, and then you find a project that's something that you really care about,
and
that
stay relevant, right?
I
agree.
I get it. Now let's go back. We're going to go back, and then we're going to come forward. Let's go back. Okay. Let's go back. We got to go back to The Wire.
All right.
How do we not go back to The Wire?
I don't know.
Right?
Right.
So you have generations of people that are just discovering The Wire now,
Literally.
right?
Right.
So my children, my son is 28. You know, I have a 28-year-old, I have a 23-year-old. They knew nothing about The Wire, obviously. Right. So they are just discovering. It's like, oh wow, look, this character, that character, this person, this plot, this. Did you know? Well, how old were you at the time?
I think I started The Wire at about 22, maybe somewhere around there.
Okay.
20, 22.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Did you know that it would be groundbreaking? Did you know that it would take, form some type of meaning or just this now? Did you know?
I knew it was good.
Okay.
I knew it was substantial because of the caliber of actors we had, all of the people that was in there. I knew it was going to be solid. I knew our writers, directors, and I was already doing a bunch of HBO stuff too, so I already kind of knew HBO's pedigree. I'm like, all right, they're gonna make something dope. I don't think anybody could predict what it would mean to its audience because usually at first everybody was looking at it like, oh, this is just some black show on HBO, not realizing that it was like so many different layers to it.
Right.
And, and then once you kind of get into it, you realize like, oh, this is a novel. It's not a lot of TV shows like that, where you layer so many different characters and storylines and people get it. Because people are like, once they're into it, now you got 10, 20 people that you following, but and the show becomes a language of its own. And so, it's hard for people to just jump in anywhere. And it's hard once they start to kind of jump out because they like, nah, I got to find out out of those 20, out of those 20 people, I need to find out what happened to at least 5 of them, if not all of them. So, yeah, it has the staying power. And as far as knowing whether, I knew it was going to be a strong show. I knew it was going to be strong. Like I said, I was expecting us to kind of get underappreciated. I just didn't think that it would kind of do this kind of cult thing as it was going on,
Yeah.
And so I say I believed in the show. I definitely did. But no, I don't think I could have predicted exactly what it would mean to the wide demographic of people that love the show.
Yeah, and the culture.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because it's fitting now.
It's timeless.
Right? It's timeless.
Yeah, the
It's
storylines
fitting
are timeless.
right now.
Yeah.
Like literally, our kids could watch it and literally be like, "Oh, okay."
Yep.
Either they say, "I'm this character. I know this character. I've seen this character. I'm friends with one of these characters is in my family.
Yeah.
I've watched this around my hood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And also, like you said, like even like young kids watching it now, whatever they're identifying with, or they projecting out onto themselves or whatever they're seeing, it's like they're thinking about their city also, because the city of Baltimore, when you looking at the city, either you like, yo, my city ain't that bad, or you like, man, like, how do they do this? So it's like it's a compound of the city, the characters, then they thinking about the police and the politicians. So it's really showing the inner workings of a lot of systems that we all are part of, but we don't all get to see how we affect each other. And like I said, it becomes this language unto itself where it don't matter how smart you are, you can watch the show and you can understand it.
Yeah.
You can follow it.
Yeah.
So.
You said you had already been doing so much work on HBO. I mean, other than Oz, obviously I know Oz. What were some of the other series that were on HBO at the time?
Sopranos,
That's right.
Sex and the City.
Yeah.
Because Oz was first, then Sopranos came.
Wait, Oz was first?
Yeah, we was first. And then Sex and the City. I mean, the Sopranos came.
Oz
next.
was before The Wire?
Way, yeah.
Why
I was only 18.
All right, I'm off. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was kind of a baby on Oz. But Oz, then Sopranos, then Sex and the City came. So those was all we would call Sopranos and Sex and the City our brother and sister show. Because a lot of us had the same casting director, so a lot of us would go back and forth between those shows, And it was like, so if you're on Oz or one of those shows, you're expecting at some point you're going to pop up on Sex and the City or Sopranos somewhere. But then, like I said, I continued that relationship with HBO, ended up doing The Night Of, which was
The Night of was so good.
Yo, it was crazy. It came out of nowhere. It took us like 3 years to do that too.
That was so good.
Because we had to stop because of COVID. We had to stop for a little while. So then we went back, and then they had to rewrite and recast. It was crazy. My man who played Tony Soprano, James Gandolfini, he was supposed to be the lead. He passed away. So that was another thing where they had to, kind of reset that because he actually did the reading with us.
Wow.
So that was cool. So, but yeah, it was that took a long time to get done, but people, loved it. But yeah, HBO is like a little, little home to me. And, I'm glad I got a chance to do a lot of my training and formative years there.
Yeah. Well,
so.
Listen, everybody else doesn't do their formative training on HBO. I don't know too many people that have that story, so that's amazing. Go ahead.
So I got a two-part, but the first one is, do you feel typecast? Do you feel like, I know people still call you Bodie.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Everywhere you go, somebody is that. Is that okay for you?
Yeah. I mean, I look at it like, I don't think Al Pacino gets mad when people call him Scarface. Right. Like it's something that affected people and it's still relevant to this day. And if that's how, people identify you, I'm pretty sure, 99% of the time it's out of, respect. So, and if that's something that I built, something that I'm a part of, and, people, it's partially my fault. I helped make the character something that people care about. So when people throw it back at me, I feel like I should receive that energy, positively. So
that's funny that you asked that question because Marcus, who played Suge Knight in Straight Outta Compton, is a personal friend of ours.
Right.
And he said at first, people would be like, Suge, and he'd be like, I'm on a dance show right now. I ain't Suge right now.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to step up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing that right now. And so he said at first it would bother him because everybody would call him Suge and act like he was Suge and try to do things. But he said after a while, he was just like, you know what? That's how I made my money. That's how, me and my wife eat. That's what we do. Yeah. So it's okay.
Suge it is.
Yeah, Suge it is. You know what I mean?
And about the typecasting, and I graduated from Arts High, so I'm kind of a theater kid, and at heart rather. Yes. And the thing about characters is, I don't feel typecast because I feel like it's different degrees.
Absolutely.
To each character, like that this one might be from the street, but he don't got a sense of humor, or this one over here he's actually, a silly guy.
So it's not the same.
Yeah, they're not the same person. They just might have similar circumstances.
You're bringing more depth to each character.
And usually, like I said, and I'm grateful that a lot of people that do watch me, they usually pick up on that. They're like, oh, I get it. I get the difference. Like, this character of you would beat up this one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, that's what I go for.
Listen, all hood niggas ain't an anomaly. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. She used the word.
Negroes.
I got you.
All hood Negroes are not an anomaly.
Yeah,
so, if you could rewrite Bodie's ending, would it be the same? Or would it be different?
I think I would have made it a little bit different, probably, because actually what I did ask them to do was when he was shot, there was a lot of parallels between him and Tupac anyway.
Yes.
So what I was asking him to do was just leave him on life support for a little while, then let him die. But that wasn't that. They didn't have time for all of that. But it was it was taken into consideration. It was a good suggestion, as far as fitting the character.
Right.
Because I knew people was going to take it how they took it. Yeah. And then, like I said, we had already kind of made certain parallels naturally, that I was undercarrying, with my little actor thing in my head.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? If y'all just left him on life support, because people are going to think he's going to make it. Because, my character had almost died a couple times. So it was like, they're like, oh, they're going to do him like Pac. He's going to come back, crazier, all mad and everything. But then, no, we're going to do the third time my man got shot and take him off the life support, But I think, I wouldn't have had him do anything like, take over the drug trade in Baltimore or nothing outlandish like that, because I think that's what made the show have its grit, because people are like, the good guy in real life, the good guy don't win all the time. We lose good people all the time, and especially in that life, when you that deep in, after a while it's going to catch up to you. So, you know, you got to make a choice at some point.
So was there an accuracy in the display of urban life and the crime and the whatever? Do you think that there was, you know, was it an accurate display of what most people face, what we see?
I think it was.
You think so?
Personally, I mean, well, look, coming from Newark, growing up in Newark in the 80s, you know, 90s, you know, we seen crack.
It was what it was.
Yeah, and we saw all of that go on. And when I first got down to Baltimore, I was like, yo, it felt like I went back in time to the 80s. And I'm like, and this is early 2000, right? So I'm like, man, they still like heavy on a little bit of crack, a little bit of heroin, a lot of heroin down here.
Yeah.
You know, we had Prince Street had just got torn down.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, you know, like,
oh, I remember Prince Street.
Yeah.
Oh, I know you do.
You know, so we moving our, you know, addicts around.
To hide my beeper going in there.
Yeah.
Listen, I got stories.
Yeah.
They be like, what you got? Nothing.
You got nothing.
It's vibrating right here.
No, but yeah, so like it was like I'm like, man, you know, Newark, we at least, you know, our addicts is up to date. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, yo, y'all seem like for real. So yes, it was very accurate, and the show was written, you know, by a police reporter and an actual soldier and a teacher who lived through all of that, you know. So that's why it had such a sense of authenticity to it. But yeah, I mean, like being from where we from, seeing what I seen, what we done seen, I felt like it was definitely, you know, a realistic take.
And that's how you prepared for the role.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we lived through it. We seen it. You know, I've been right next to that type of stuff for a long time. So, you know, never like directly involved in it, but definitely like sitting right next to the person when it's happening.
Adjacent.
You know, so yeah. And that definitely helps, you know.
What role was the most challenging for you between Oz and Saints and Sinners and BMF Now and The Wire, all of them? What's been the most challenging for you?
Challenging? I really can't say, because I mean, I jump into my roles and it's like I like wearing them. I like wearing the characters, and I don't find them to be hard per se.
Do you have the autonomy to curate the character?
To a degree.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends. Like, and that started with when I was doing Oz. Like, what I used to do with Oz is I would take all of the, and this, like I said, this is from coming from a theater, from school. Like, so I was still very honed into my little theater process, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
So I would take my whatever scripts we got. I would take every page with my name on it, and whatever, and then I would have a little thin script with just like, you know, whatever 10 pages with my name on it or whatever my character was doing, and I would go and pencil over whatever it was that I had an idea doing, whether it was having something in my hand or however I was wearing my hat at the time, or if I wanted to change a line, and then I would take that to the writer, and then I would take that to the script supervisor, and then I would show it to the director, and then they'd be like, yeah, go ahead and do that. And so then I would, you know, get used to those things, and then sometimes that would give me enough carte blanche to, like, let's say if I came up with something in the middle of the scene, they'd be like, all right, keep it. Because now they trust me enough to be like, all right, you ain't going to waste time.
Oh, that's good.
You know, and it's going to make sense.
Yeah.
You know, so I did get a chance to, you know, I do my own, you know, some ad-libs, a little bit of improv here and there. But, yeah, I keep it within the realm of what's written. But I definitely, I think, I get a little bit of freedom when I'm doing my thing.
Okay. Is there a genre you want to explore?
That you haven't.
For sure. I would definitely like to do more science fiction. And I would also like to get into, you know, maybe some more autobiographical things.
So, like, no Christmas romance movies? That's not you? You know?
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing a romantic comedy, for sure. But I love doing comedies also. So, you know, all of that is is on the table. As a matter of fact, me and my girl, Miss Pretty Ricky.
Shout out to Pretty Ricky. I'm about to say a real name. Like, that's not y'all business. Shout out to Pretty Pretty Ricky.
Yes,
that's our girl.
Yep.
She'll be here.
And we was talking about doing actually a rom-com together.
That would be
And
great.
So
let me tell you something. Do y'all need me to do marketing on it? I
We-
mean,
we'll work
listen.
it out. We
do y'all
gonna
need
work
me
it
to
out.
do the marketing order? Because I got y'all. I'm ready.
well, we're gonna get together this week. We actually fleshing out a story, and we're gonna see what we could do about it.
You see how happy they No, that is truly amazing.
So
no,
I got a
shout out to
question.
her.
I got
Go ahead.
another one.
Mm-hmm.
So Bodie was tough, right? And because I want to know where you pull from, because he was tough but conflicted, right? And a lot loyally conflicted. But where do you pull from? Where did you pull from when you had to evidence his vulnerability? Like, where did you pull from for that?
Oh well, that like I said, one thing about Be More is it does have a lot in common with Nook. So a lot of the stuff that Bodie was going through, you know, as far as how the city was operating, how his people was operating, it did remind me of home. So a lot of stuff I was pulling from just my experience at home in Nook.
Okay.
And so like even when he got to the part when he gets dejected and he's like, yo, the rules used to be when I first started, it was do this and then you get rewarded for this. If you do that, you get punished for that. That's it. Nowadays it's like it's no respect. Everybody just acting how they want to act, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm supposed to just eat it.
Right.
And so I've seen that, you know, and that's a very I think that's tangible for almost anybody, especially somebody that really wants to, you know, work off their merit. Like if you like, yo, I'm good at my job, I should get rewarded
reward for it.
Yeah, properly. Like I shouldn't be in danger because I'm good at what I'm doing. And it's just, you know, just the erosion of the whole thing. Like you don't see any point in it. You know, you go from like if you follow the first couple of seasons, you go from seeing him look up to Avon and Stringer to the last couple of seasons where it's like it's just the Wild West now, and it's like he all by himself, and it's like nobody has any morals.
And that's what made him really vulnerable too. Like, you know, he was alone,
stuck with a bunch of little kids.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Shout out to everybody on the check-in, everybody that's watching on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, if you're listening on Spotify, however it is you're watching. I do have a comment. Someone, Shahar, said, can we get another Wire or a spin-off of The Wire? Any talks?
That would be great.
Anything in the works
Well,
that you can share?
I would, now there's nothing, you know, direct, but because people ask that all the time. And I would say you would have to have the similar ingredients. You got to first off find a city that's its own entity that people are going to really want to hear about, that has a rich history. You know, like Baltimore still has the rings in the ground where they used to, you know, lock the slaves up to, you know. So it has to be a rich city, a rich history, you know, in an interesting city. Then you have to get the people whose story who were involved, like in it, really into it. Like, I don't know, you talk to some of the street people, talk to the cops, talk to whoever it was. It has to have that reality to it. Then you have to find a cast of, like, that compares. Like, not even blowing The Wire up, but I think other than Oz, it has, like, one of the best casts in television history.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you still speak to them?
Yeah. We, you know,
Keep
we
in
reach
contact?
out. Yeah, we reach out and stay in touch and check in on each other all the time. You know, most of the time when we not in trouble, but we definitely check in on each other when we get in trouble. So, but that's rare too. We always felt like the show would have been bigger if we would have gotten more trouble. But none of us did get in trouble.
Right.
So, you know,
upstanding
Yeah, I
citizens.
have no
upstanding.
I mean, we got arrested a couple. Some of us got arrested, but it was like small
stuff.
low key,
Not
local
like-
stuff. You know, like.
Yeah.
But we ain't, none of us got in any real trouble until after the show was over. But if we would have did that during the show, people would have been watching.
more buzz.
Yeah,
It would've
you
been
know,
more buzz.
definitely.
Listen. I'm a marketing director. That's all a part of the marketing. It's like use it,
Yeah.
spin it,
Yep.
use it.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna all add into the success. So.
Yeah, but none of us really got into anything serious out there.
Is there any of the roles that you're the most proud of out of everything?
It's insane because I feel like that I've gotten a chance to really do a nice little variety, and it's kind of subtle. You know, people would say they know me for this, and you know me for that, and you know me for this, and I surprise myself because I forget about things. And if you look hard enough, you'd be like, oh, you did get a chance to play a war veteran that was missing an eye. Oh, you did get a chance to play a bartender. Oh yeah, you did do this and you did do that. And so I be moving and I forget myself sometimes how many different things I've done.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think it's all in a slow build up to get to another side, like to where I'm going to end up playing a dad most of the time eventually, you know. Like I could play a dad now, but you know, people are gonna be like, "Yeah, you look like
you don't look like
you
that.
know, like
you're not in dad
not
roles
yet.
it's
yet.
not automatic,
yet.
you know.
Not
It's not automatic yet, but you know, it would take that. So
you got good genes,
you know. Thank you. So it's a slow process still, where I'm still building all of these other dimensions to what I am, but it's just spreading like slowly but surely. You know, like I said, as I get older and older looking, like, oh, you know, you chubbier now, you look more like a soldier or a cop or, you know, or whatever. Right now it's like I'm everybody's homie.
I was gonna say, I've never seen you chubby or older.
Well,
it's like never. I can't even picture you chubby or older.
Well, if I end up going the way my dad went, I'll get there eventually. I'll get there eventually.
Listen, how do you stay balanced? You know, you have a life outside of acting. How do you maintain a balance? And let me tell you why I asked. We were having a conversation about being in all aspects of the entertainment industry and how you're seen, and we talked about it on the panel, how people feel like you're either automatically rich or you're automatically how do I want to say this? You're automatically sleeping with everyone. You automatically have $1 million in your bank account. You automatically, there's all of these assumptions. When you're meeting people, how do you maintain a balance with your family? How do you maintain a balance with the people that you're just meeting? Like, how are you able to do that?
Well, these people, my people, I just stay getting on their nerves, and then they check me back, and then that just lets me know. Like, I think one thing about, like you said, people had these preconceptions of an actor, and then especially when you get on TV, like you said, either they think you the actual character, they think you rich, or they think maybe that you are perfect, or they think that you think you're perfect.
You think you're perfect.
It's so
they dehumanize you.
Yeah, and so it's all of those kind of things where it's like that's where a lot of times when an actor could go, well, if you think I'm perfect, then I'll just go ahead and just carry that. And so some people go ahead and rock with
but
that.
It's hard to live up to.
Yeah, and eventually something's gonna happen, and then that's when. So I don't have a complex of. He knows I don't mind going outside, not being all together all the time. You know, you know. Sometimes I'll be like, nah, I ain't going. I don't have this. But sometimes it's like, you know, you got to go out. If it's just to touch the people or see the people, it's like, who's perfect all the time? And so I never let myself get too high on my own horse. You know, there's mistakes to be made. There's, you know, there's not everything is going to be always in order. Yeah. And so, like I said, I let my people, they check me if I'm wrong. You know, we always have the hard conversations. We don't never just tell each other yes just to tell each other yes.
And that's it. And that's it. It's having a trusted circle. It's having a trusted circle of like-minded individuals. That's it.
That do checks and balances.
That do checks and balances, sis.
Yep.
So, you cannot have no yes people.
So it's them, my boys, my whole family is ultra real, you know, and all my people. Like I said, it's like I have a very small circle, but I be around my people, and like I said, it's like I don't have to worry about somebody lying to me. So yeah.
And they're not sugarcoating.
Nah, it's really they be on my ass.
That's a good thing. Yeah,
I'm telling you, I'm messing up. They telling me I'm messing up.
I need to know. Don't get too personal. But one thing somebody told you from your circle, and you was like, oh shoot, well maybe.
Oh no, they tell me like straight up, like you being lazy, or you know what I'm saying. You procrastinating. You know, you should be doing more. You doing more. You should be further than where you are.
Yeah.
You know. So and like I said, I know that comes with a certain amount of love because they believe in me and they want to see me, you know, even bigger than I am, you know. And I might take it like, oh, you know, God got a plan for me. I'm going at my own pace. I'm doing this and that third. But sometimes they be like, no, you gotta
do it a little bit.
You gotta be, you know, on it more. You know what I'm saying?
But you need people like that.
Yeah. So
to push you to the next level.
Definitely.
Right?
So they don't let me get too relaxed and, you know, comfortable. They tell me.
Did you always want to act?
Not. I didn't really think about it until I started.
What would you be doing if you weren't acting?
I don't know. I wanted to be a geneticist. But I'm bad at math. So I couldn't do the chemistry.
I'm bad at math too. It's okay. We like kindred spirits.
Horrible.
She got my degree for me.
Okay, well, somebody.
I'm a nurse, so
there you go.
I was good at the math.
And then I wanted to be a lawyer because I like to read and I'm pretty good with words.
Okay.
I talk a lot.
Oh, see, yeah.
You know,
I like that.
so but. Then I figured out that was like 10 years of school, a lot of money.
It's over before you know it. Though.
Yeah, and then I looked into being a corporate lawyer, and I was like, that's just boring. So I was moving around to different schools.
Been an entertainment lawyer.
Yeah, and I looked into that too, but then I learned that was boring too.
It's boring.
Yes, because the contracts, you get the contracts. You're looking at somebody's contract, but I'm not hanging out with them. I'm just reading their contracts. You know, so.
You're right.
But no, so I was just looking at a bunch of stuff and just jumping around from school to school. It just seemed to be natural for me to be in front of people.
Where'd you go after arts?
For school?
Mm-hmm.
I had a deferment to Morehouse, but I ended up because my grandmother, she was old school. Like, no, you don't take a break from school. You go right back to school after the summer. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to explain to her, like, I just started acting. And, she's like, no, old school grandma. She like, you going to school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I said, okay. But I had started acting, so I couldn't get financial aid because I was already making too much from commercials.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I had to really start paying for school outside of my pocket.
Right.
It was Morehouse at that?
Well, I said, nah, I'm not going. I can't afford Morehouse.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a year because a lot of my people I went to school with, they ended up going to William Patterson.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what?
Shout
I just
out
go
to
up
our
there.
kids.
Willie P. Oh, Willie P. That's what's up. So I was like, I go up there. I can afford that for the summer. I mean, for the fall or whatever. I can hang out with my friends. I bought me a little car, do that, whatever. And then maybe I could transfer, sometime later or whatever it is. So I got up there. Now I'm up there. Now I'm realizing how much it really costs for school. Like I paid for the semester.
Look, we know.
I paid for the semester and then couldn't even afford my books.
Oh, I know.
I'm sleeping in the car so I could go to a 3-hour philosophy class in the morning.
Yes.
I was like, I can't do this.
We know.
I can't do it
right now.
And my boys letting me sleep. You have sleepovers like maybe like 2 nights out of the week.
Yeah.
So my homies letting me, chill up in their rooms like 1 or 2 nights out of the week. But I'm driving back and forth, and I'm like, I'm just wasting money. So I probably, was like, I dropped out. Like I know I ain't make it a month. I didn't make it a month. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was sleeping in the parking lot and everything. But I was like, I'm taking philosophy and Japanese and some remedial ass math, just so I can stay in school, because my grandmother told me you gotta go to school.
And we have learned.
Mm-hmm.
What have we learned?
Listen,
because I have 2 older ones. They're 26 and 23. And
so our
yes,
her middle daughter and my youngest son are the same age, and they're godbrother and godsister, and they went to William Patterson.
Yes. So we know all too well, right?
Meal
about the
plan,
paying of tuition and all that other stuff and yada yada yada. But I had to thank God for my kids because I had to learn. We grew up in an era where they said go to school, and it was go to school, be a nurse, be a lawyer, be a doctor, it was all this. And shout out to the kids. I really do. Shout out to the kids that be like, school is not for me. It's not that I don't want to do anything, but I just don't want to do that. Yeah. And I really appreciate those kids now because I think for me, I just was like, school. That's all I know. But then we're, in the 2000s, we're like, kids is making more money without going to school
on
and
YouTube.
Getting a degree than imagine. Like, it's crazy to me. But they sold school to us, and that's all they knew. Yeah. Like you said, your grandma, my mom, all of our parents or whatever. That's the era we grew up in. And now I'm sitting here like, maybe we shouldn't push that. Maybe we should actually push, hey, what are you good at?
What do you do?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you do? That wasn't important then, though.
No.
Nobody cared about
Nobody cared about what you like.
Better get out in that
you
field.
be like, I want to be a comedian. They'd be like, what?
Yeah, like that's not no job.
Yes,
Right.
that's not a job. Meanwhile, you got the Kevin Harts and you
Yep.
got all these other people just making money.
Well, I think just real quick to answer, like now I think about it, I guess I would have still been in entertainment somehow, and I think I could have been a stand-up. I think I could have been a stand-up comedian. Yeah.
So you're we
Why
don't
you
see
ain't
you in a
never
lot
do
of
that, though?
comedic roles. So you funny on the low. Are you one of the people you be like, wait, what did he say? Like
dry
when you go
humor.
out.
They tell you, I jump out there. I tell a joke or two.
God.
But that's how it is. Usually the most serious people in real life play the goofy people on TV, and the goofy people in real life play the serious person.
But most of the time, the more serious are very witty, right? So their comebacks are a little different from everybody else. And if you don't, like she said,
dry.
me too.
Like,
I
I
love
like
witty
witty
people. And I love
Because if you slow, I can't rock
like
with
what
you.
right.
Like why you ain't
You
pick
gotta
up
catch it.
what I was
like,
putting
catch
down?
it.
Why you didn't
We're
do
both
that?
like that, though.
Yeah.
I get it. But this is the thing with me. Like I love the movies like The Breakup. Everybody's like, oh my God, The Breakup is a sad movie. But
No, it was
the
hilarious.
one-liners, it is the most funniest
Vince
movie
Vaughn?
to me.
Was that
yes.
Vince Vaughn? Oh yeah, he rough.
Oh my God, him
Hilarious.
just period.
Vince Vaughn is tough.
The Wedding Crasher, all like
Hilarious.
hilarious to me.
Ridiculous.
Hilarious.
Yep. Well, that's what it takes. But yeah, well, that's, like I said, that's one of the things. Like I do get to have a lot of subtle comedy in my characters, So, and that's one of the dimensions that people pick up on, and I'm very happy that they do. They could tell when I'm being the sarcastic little thug, and when I'm being, this whatever. So, but yeah, I get a chance to do a lot of those things, and yeah, I mean, I'm I like to call myself a. I mean, I studied a lot of comedy. I love Martin Lawrence, Cat. Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy.
I love the Richard Pryor, like JoJo Dancer, like everybody don't know about
times.
that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know. I loved. The thing is, the crazy thing is that I wanted to try my hand at comedy as well.
We doing it
because
I got a spot up in Harlem.
You got okay.
I got you.
So I got to do it before the end of the year.
But
because that was my goal.
I got a guy. Go
but
ahead.
This is the crazy thing, y'all. I don't like comedy now. And the reason why is because they were so raw back in the day. No one was really sensitive. No one was. I mean, they made fun of.
Andrew,
I just want to go back to that.
We had Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh, Andrew Dice
Sam
Clay.
Kinison.
Whatever.
So this is my thing. They said whatever. They didn't care what you had, what you were, what color you were.
Comedy.
Yes, but that people are sensitive now. They will write. They will tell you
you're gonna be canceled.
You're gonna be canceled. I don't like that. I love like Richard Pryor. Some of the stuff that he said. If he was here now, everybody would have their panties in a bunch. Like, oh my God, he's.
Him, George Carlin,
even Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
Eddie Murphy when he first came out.
Eddie was crazy.
I remember
with it.
the LGBTQ would be totally like just
all.
Oh my God, no.
So mad at him. Yep.
Listen, shout out to them. Listen, I'm them. But I'm just saying, like it's just crazy. Like that's the thing. I like raw comedy, and I like you just delving on issues that because in my family, because we grew up the way we did, and I grew up with all brothers, right? So their sense of humor, of course, some of it is just hiking on me, right? And we hiked on each other.
Roast.
But and everything, everything went. Nothing was off limits. I don't care who you are, what you look like, or whatever. And we dealt with our pain through comedy.
You know what? Yeah. I was just thinking about this last night. I don't know if it was because I knew I was coming here too. I was thinking about how many comedians. I was thinking about the male comedians that used to dress up like women and make fun of women. How that would not be allowed now. Wouldn't be no Wanda today.
No.
Remember Vera DeMilo?
Yeah, that was Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx did it.
No, Vera was Jim Carrey.
Yes.
Jim
We
Carrey.
could not do that today.
Jamie Foxx wouldn't be
Jamie Foxx, Vera, Wanda
be,
could not fly today. Because that's that woman bashing.
And Shanae is
body shaming.
Exactly. Just the characteristics.
Oh, it was.
Everybody lighten up, have a sense of humor. I'm glad you talked about it though, how much comedy has changed because all of entertainment has changed.
It has.
The industry has changed. From when you first got in it at whatever age you were till now, what would you tell your younger self?
Good question.
Not too much because, like I said, I don't want to change anything for the worse. You know, so many variables that get you to where you are. You know, like you mess around and tell yourself something, I won't have my daughter. You know, so I think like that. You know, like
the butterfly effect.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
So I mean, the main thing, I mean, if anything, and it, like I said, I would tell myself something to bet on, maybe something to bet on, and so you can make some money in the future.
Yes.
You know, that's maybe invest in something. You know, get that Amazon stock or whatever. You know, something like that. But not too much. You know, like I said, I think everything is kind of set up for a reason the way it is. And so, you know, I feel comfortable with that. And I'm sorry, but y'all got me stuck right now because I'm thinking about Handyman.
Yes! Do you remember that? No, that right there would be a no. Like, you understand? No.
No, when he just walked to the window and fall out.
And fell out. That would never happen. That would never happen. The things that...
Y'all are stupid.
Handyman.
Yo, listen. Stop. No, seriously.
We can't do it.
You can't
Not today.
You can't do it now.
I showed my daughter Blazing Saddles. She watched that whole thing with her mouth wide open. Like, whoa.
I'm just saying, like, all of this stuff now, and they didn't care. They don't care what culture you were, what color you were, what, you know, what.
It was funny.
It was funny.
It was funny.
It was funny. They hyped on everything. Autism and, you know, special kid. No. It was like nothing was off limits because you got some in your family.
Yeah. That was, Tropic Thunder was like the last movie
OMG.
to even try to do something.
Hilarious.
Yep, the last one to try to do something.
I went to the movies 3 times to watch Tropic Thunder when it came out.
Robert Downey Jr. a fool. He was a fool for that one, boy.
Was that not comedic gold?
Genius. Yes.
That was genius. That was genius.
It was
level to have him as a black man was genius.
Him committing to it was the worst part. Like sometimes he was out blacking me. I'm like, what's going on? I don't even know what he's saying right now. But he sound like my uncle. Yeah. But I don't know what's going on.
Comedic genius. I watched it 3
some crawfish. Cornbread.
Yeah. He was like, my people was like, what you mean, my people? He was like, my people. You know what? Comedic genius. I literally watched it 3 times.
It was hilarious.
As far writing, directing, producing, being in front of camera versus being behind the camera. Are you into any of that? Are you into any of the writing? I know you said, you know, maybe going in to do something with Pretty Ricky in the future, but is writing a part of what you do as well?
For sure.
Producing, directing?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, I produced a lot of like the independent hood movies you probably seen over the last 10 years, especially stuff that's done come out of Newark. If I wasn't directly involved in it, you know, in it. But I've written a lot of things. I got my man right here, Wiz. We working on his series called New Arc. We're working on that right now. We got a couple of people floating around.
Nice.
Yep. We got a couple of people floating around. That Tretch, Trigger Tretch came through.
That would have been nice to delve into. It would have been great.
So
be a team.
Yeah. So we do stuff together. But yeah, I've produced a lot of things, and I direct also. I'm just kind of more because over the last 20-something years, I've been doing stuff on a certain scale that I've been doing it. When it comes to my stuff, I'm very picky of my personal things. Like, I'll jump into somebody else's stuff because that's them, and I even help them work on it and improve it. But when it comes to my stuff, I ended up work on it, and then I might just be like, all right, let me start over because I don't feel like it's kind of up to my standards sometimes. Or it's not exactly what I wanted.
Right.
So my stuff, my personal things come out slower than I would like them to. But when they do, they're pretty strong.
Most of us are perfectionists, and then if it's your project, it's your baby, and you want it to be a certain way. Shout out to Akisa from Allure on the check-in. She said, hey, boo. She said, hey, JD. We just saw him at the 24 Hours of Peace.
Yeah.
He took pics with us and the family. He's so sweet. God bless him. Sending you all the love.
Peace.
Yes.
Peace and love.
I do want to ask one question.
Go ahead.
What lessons have you carried from your career that extend beyond acting? Like what? Yeah, tell us something.
I think it's kind of the other way around because I had to take that stuff into this field.
Okay,
you know, like I had to go in already kind of. It's a lot of. We talked about this on the panel too. It's a whole lot of no's and a whole lot of rejection.
Yes.
So I had to make sure to tell myself, like, look, that no doesn't mean you bad at what you do. It don't mean somebody hates you. you know, it's gonna happen. You're gonna get no's. Okay, so just be confident in who you are, so that those no's don't end up chipping away at you. And that's what happens with a lot of people. They start, you know, they take all of that because, you know, being an actor, you're getting judged. You walk into the room, so somebody can look at you and tell you if, you know,
and there might be a panel of people.
Yeah,
right?
and they telling you, do you look right? Did you act right? Did you do good? You get out, so you walking up and getting judged, and that people got to have a certain type of skin to do that, you know, and over again to get told no. And I would think, like, even with men, like, of course we're gonna be like, you know, well, you know, we'll figure it out. But I would feel, not to be sexist, but I would feel that has to be a little bit different for women, because there's so many more facets that y'all look at yourselves as, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, was my hair too long? You know, was this? And with men, we just be like, oh, I wasn't muscular enough,
like
or I wasn't handsome enough. You know what I'm saying?
For women, it's everything. It's color. It's hair length.
All these things.
It's body.
We're not going to start on a colorism conversation. Let's not.
It's a lot of that. Like,
you know,
let's be real. Let's be real. But it's all of that. Like you said, it's all of that. We are very hard. Women are just very hard on themselves. Period.
But as a creative, though, you're constantly judged. Whatever your art is, whether you're a writer, whether you're a dancer, whether you're a singer, you are constantly judged, because you are putting a portion of your spirit, a portion of yourself out into the world with people from all different backgrounds and experiences, and they're saying, oh no, I don't like it because of this, or I don't like this because of that, or so any kind of when you're a creative person, you know, you stand in judgment all the time.
What did we just recently say? You're not everybody's cup of tea.
Oh no, I already know.
Right? So you're not everybody's cup of tea. So it's like, okay, you said no, I didn't appeal to you in a way that you wanted me to, but I'm going to go to this next and smash this next interview.
Yep.
I mean, you know, smash. This next, you know, whatever
audition
project or job or
Yeah.
anything. And they might say and I might get another no, but you know, them two no's, somebody going to say yes.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna
eventually.
just keep pushing. You got to keep telling yourself, I'm gonna keep pushing.
You have to. That's what I would say. You have to. The lesson I took from outside was like, I have to be sure of myself.
Yes.
Before I go out and try to, you know, expose or share myself with other people, because I don't want to end up taking it personally.
How do you do that though? I want to get into the psychology behind how do you do that, because like you said, it's so easy when your friends and your families and your trusted circle is saying, no, you're great, you're this, you're that, you have all this talent, this, that, and then you go out into the world and you start getting all of this pushback. Where do you pull the strength from? What is the psychology behind that? Because again, even in things that we do, we're always like, I don't know if we should.
Shout out to my family,
that's what it is. I think it leans more so in that, like, growing up, my family would encourage me all the time, you know, saying, oh, you have a talent for this, or you can do that, or you're going to be this, you know. And so there's a confidence that has to come with you. You know, you have to have a certain kind of confidence. And like I said, also it comes with a training. Like if you up on stage all the time, or you're in front of a crowd all the time, it's like being a singer or a boxer. You know, at a certain level, you like, all right, I know I do this better than the average person. You know what I'm saying? So at a certain point, this group of people can't tell me I'm bad at it, because they can't even do what I do.
Yep.
You know? So now you're going to find a community of people that's going to give you a challenge. So now you comparing yourself to people that do it as well or better.
Absolutely.
You know? And so then you just build that slowly. But like you said, like once you come in with a certain caliber of assuredness, can't nobody really take that away from you.
I always say that. I say, I know what I'm good at.
Yeah.
You know, I know the things I could be better at, but I know what I'm good at.
Strengths
And
and weaknesses.
it's not about cocky. I'm not cocky. I'm confident in that this is what I'm good at. This is what I know I do well. So I don't care who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, where you are, what your status is, how tall you stand. I am telling you that I'm good at this. This is what I do, and you can't knock me off of anything.
Yeah.
Right?
You can't do it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
So
agree.
and another thing is going in like, I know I'm not an idiot, you know. So if something doesn't feel right or you end up confused, it's probably a trap. So,
But have you ever
you know.
walked out of somewhere where you're like, yeah, this role is not for me?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Well, yeah, not just the role, but just even like situations where like somebody will come and they might have a little bit of power and they start looking at you funny and they be like, you messed up, right? And I'm like, what did I do? They're like, damn, the fact that you don't even know what you did makes it even worse. And I'm like, okay, so what I'm gonna do is, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here, figure it out.
Let's separate,
and then I'll come back when I figure it out. Because to me, that sounds like a setup, like to be like, oh, you really want to make it right? What did I do? And now because that's
not
how
critiquing myself.
That's a power dynamic.
Yeah, and that's what it is, and that's what I noticed. That's why I said like you have to go into like, and I would guess that would be with a lot of fields.
Yes.
But especially with this one, like I said, where you giving up so much of your personal self and you have to trust so many other people to do right by you or whatever it is, that you gotta have a solid foundation in your own mind, and you also gotta have kind of firewalls set up that once people kind of touch those, you like, why are you touching those? You must be up to something. So you gotta have a protection.
Is it easy to get taken advantage of in this form of
I would think it is. Like I said, it's how the person came into it. Like some people, I went in by myself, but I had a good base. Some people get thrown in, don't have a base, don't have no type of foundation, and they just end up doing whatever somebody tells them to do. I remember I'm doing Oz, and everybody was getting naked on Oz, so I'm thinking in my head at some point my character will get naked. And now I'm like, okay, how did I do? I'm like, yeah, you're going to be naked on TV. I'm looking at that in my head like, when you a kid, like how many people get naked on TV? Mm-hmm. Like you're an actor, bro. You're going to be, so that's how I told myself in my head, like, it's bringing a realism. It's just all of these, it's a barrier that I'm breaking for myself.
Yes.
But when it was happening, I told them that they had to do it a certain way. Mm-hmm. Like I already know what the deal is, but if you wrote it like this, do it like we wrote it, because that's the way I agreed on it. Mm-hmm. And if you're not going to do it the way that I wrote it,
I don't want to do it.
I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
And so, there's those times.
Did they have sensitivity coaches on sets back then?
I don't think they probably were specified as that. Okay. But I'm pretty sure like whoever the union had there was making sure, nobody was touching on us.
Did you do like acting coaches and things like that?
In arts high.
Oh, you never did it, in the particular roles that you like?
No. Once I got out of school, I was so sharp. I was ready to go. I was hungry.
Okay.
I had won trophies and competitions.
Okay.
Nobody couldn't tell me nothing about no acting. I was going on auditions like a beast. It was this one audition. It was literally 200 kids there. Mm-hmm. I knew I was going to get it. Mm-hmm. Wow. I knew it. And we stayed there. I think we was there for a couple of hours, and you could start seeing them whittle down the people. So when they got down to like the last 20, and I could see like I was the only short, light-skinned black kid, I was like, this is over. Like, this is over. Right. But that's what I was learning in school, was to, be consistent, put forth that energy, especially when you in a room with somebody. You could give them all of that energy and do what you're going to do. Yeah, I went in, so I was like that with every audition. It didn't matter what it was. And I always like to think about, acting is a discipline. Yes, it is. So the same way as any martial art or painting or whatever, you practice it, you study it, you use it for, competition, and, it's there for that. So I look at it like the same way I do boxing.
Are you, boxing, that's my love. Are you one of those actors where you're watching something on TV and you're pausing it and you're like, nope, they should have did it like this. Nope. Find your range. Nope. They should have.
This is trash.
But was that your choice? You should have made a different choice in that scene. Are you one of those people?
Not really. I don't think so. It gotta be trash. You gotta be real trash for me to mess with you, because I know what goes into it. Like I'm like, oh, that might not have been the right take. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they did. So I give people a lot of leeway. But if you trash through the whole thing,
like you don't got no.
Yeah, that means you was just trash. Like
I have worked in this industry for what, like 10 to 15 years, and they'll tell you. I'll be sitting there, be like, oh, why did they do that? I'll be like, stop it. Stop. I'm like, did you see that? Did you see that right there? I'm like, why did they do that? They shouldn't have did that. I'm like, production should have came in, the boom, like, I'm not even an actress, and I'll be on it like that. So that's why I'm like,
Well,
do you do that?
Nah, I let, like I said, they got to be real bad. I usually, like I said, I give people a lot of leeway when it comes to that. What I do end up catching a lot is continuity mistakes. Like
yes.
Cuts.
Yes.
And
Where
stuff
was the
and,
script supervisor?
Yeah, things are
right?
moving.
Yeah. Okay.
Or like the person to be talking and their hand to be up, and then it'll go to the other side and their hand to be down. Stuff like that. I'll catch things like that more so than me just getting on somebody about their performance. Like I said, it got to be a bad performance.
No, wait, that was like the Tyler Perry thing where every scene she had a different wig on. Yeah. Did you see?
Now see stuff like that. Yes, that's
annoying.
That's obviously yes. Like you got to be messing with me.
But it was the same scene. But every time they went to her, it was
got
a
on a
different
blue
wig.
shirt.
It was a different
It was just
wig.
red. No, I'm just saying. She like that.
She had a bob. And she had like a
this
bust
is the thing
down.
with me. No, we was on a web series, right? We was on a web series, and I didn't know what it took. You know, she's always did this. This is her genre. This is what she did. I was just her best friend from childhood, right? And I just came along for the ride. I'm a nurse, hands down.
Right.
And I do poetry. That's my art.
No,
right?
let me tell you. The problem was call time was 6 a.m. And she was like, wait, what? And I was like, no, we go and we holding and we got to wait. And we probably are not going to go in to film something till like 2 or 3 or, you know. And she was like, but why are we sitting here? And why do we have to? I'm like, girl.
So we get
Hurry
our
up
face
and wait.
made. We
Hurry
do
up
all
and
this
wait.
stuff, right? I'm playing with the thing, talking about cut. I'm just doing stuff like that. And then the takes for me.
Mm-hmm.
I am a perfectionist when it comes to certain things, even poetry. Like, I'm just like, I want it done I'm going to study, but I just want to do it one time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to, even when I pre-record, I just want to do it one time. No. That's not acting. I get annoyed.
It's not for you.
We really did this 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
20 times because you didn't like my tone?
For a 3-second
Because you didn't like my tone?
Yes. Well, see, and see, that's what it is. Some people think that acting is just turn the camera on. It's not. It's like you got to catch that. Even that alone, like sometimes when we working, like shooting, somebody could be standing there, and I'll be like, all right, let me look in the camera. You getting behind the camera, now they gone. You like, where did you go? Stand in your spot. Like, certain people don't even want to, can't even stay still.
Yes.
So doing something 20 times is not in somebody, natural thing. And you got to be trained to do that, you know, to be like even all of that waiting around. Like, I've gone to set
I'm not trained.
6 o'clock in the morning and left at 9 o'clock and didn't shoot all day. I've done that. So sometimes, you know, that's part of the job. It's like being a bullet in a chamber. You might not get shot today.
Okay. Or how about when we
Wait, I had Jason as a dead body in one of our films, and he laid there as the dead body for like 3 days.
Oh,
it's just there.
Wait, but this is the
there.
funny thing.
Yeah.
When we did do the web series or whatever, and we did all the takes and everything, and we finally put it together, and when we were like, okay, we're gonna do this party, we're going to watch it, and I was like, where the part? They was like, they cut it out. What?
Yep.
I was 2 days there.
No.
And they cut it out. So it just, it's a lot of, right?
Yeah.
Tedious.
It is. It is very repetitious.
Yes.
It's very tedious. It can be, and that's why, like, you got to be a certain type of person to even do that. Because also, think about it. Some people got to cry all day.
Yes.
Some people have to smoke all day.
Imagine.
Or be dead. All
You know, So be wet all day. You know.
Oh, God.
So
Listen, we don't want to hold you at all because I know you're a very busy person. You have things to do. What's next? What's on the horizon?
What projects are you?
Well, like I said, me and him, we're gonna definitely go ahead and we're gonna start with this new arc series, and then we got a couple of more things that we're gonna get into, by the end of this year. Like I said, I definitely want to set something up with Miss Pretty Bricky.
Shout out to her.
We're gonna do that. Also, I'm working on a series called Freak Nick the Series in Atlanta. We're doing.
You don't have no old tapes or nothing like that.
Nah, not that I know of.
I wasn't there.
I
wasn't there.
Not that I know of.
Thank God.
And we're doing my people up in Detroit. We also doing a converting a book called Firing Line.
Okay.
Into a series also. So, like I said, right now I'm doing a lot of small, independent, behind the scenes things. Just finished that whole BMF run.
Shout out.
I'm looking to, looking to get into something, else. But there's a couple of things out there floating around. I don't know who's gonna pick me up next. I'm hitting a lot of good auditions. I will say, I hope, like I said, I'm looking to end up on a network television show somewhere. Nice. I would love to get into some comedy, because once I do comedy, it's just, and I should just start doing stand up again. I've done stand up before.
Oh, so. I got a guy. I'm telling y'all, I got a guy in Harlem.
But yeah, you're gonna see me around. I'm gonna be busy. We're gonna get a lot of projects done in the next coming year, because next year I'm ambassador for the Newark International Film Festival. And so I'm gonna make sure that we have the best new projects coming next year, and also the show is gonna be tight, and put together really well. So we were just working all year. And
every year, I'm impressed with the films, because some people literally take it to the next level, and I love, I've been really impressed. I love Film Fest. I always have. Even aside from being with her, I've always attended New York Film Fest, a lot of the film fests there. You've done a million film fests, even in what.
ABFF.
She totally, that's her. But I've done so many, and sometimes I'm just so impressed, and it's getting younger and younger. Even the young filmmakers, we got to delve into that a little bit, because I know we do a lot of, but there's a lot of young, brilliant.
It's the iPhones.
Yes.
Yeah, now
there's a lot of young, brilliant filmmakers as well that's on the come up, and I just, shout out to them.
Yeah, you would hear, even when Steven Spielberg would say, he had a little, 8mm that he used to run around with. Yep. And that's what it is now. It's a bunch of kids. They got the phones, and they looking. My daughter, one time, she made this 15-minute video, and it had cuts and edits and from her turning the phone off, turning it off with a doll, and did the backgrounds and different voices. And I mean, I guess she probably started it at about 8 o'clock in the morning. I got up, it was 10. When I look on my phone, it's about 15 minutes and 38, a whole storyline, props, setting, scenes. She probably was 7.
Wow.
So they understand. They inherently understand these things, technology faster than us. That's the kids already. That's why they're already swiping.
Yeah. 3.
Yep.
All right. Last question, so we can let you go. Advice to all of the young African American artists coming up in this industry now.
I mean, I tell them the same thing my dad told me, man. You got to be persistent and consistent. So you keep hitting the same spot, the same way, every time, and you're going to break through. Whatever it is you're trying to do, you just have to keep showing up and being consistent and persistent. And that works both ways, because if you're persistent and consistent with negative things, those are going to build up too. True. And so you got to, just make sure that you be mindful of that, and move forward. That's all. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not what you are.
Yes.
So that's the best I can say. Try to make sure you got that vision.
That is great advice for coming up. Listen, we thank you, because we were persistent and consistent when we said you were going to come back here on the show.
Yeah, you did. Yep.
We saw you so many
times.
I
was like, JD. JD.
When you coming?
JD.
Yep.
JD. So that was persistence. That was being consistent there.
Yes.
But no, it was a pleasure having you back here.
Always.
Thank you for sharing
Thank
your
you.
jewels and wisdom and tips and tools on the industry.
I appreciate you.
And this was great. Thank you.
Thank
and we look
you.
forward to everything that you're going to be in. And we're going to be watching and supporting and all the things. So
I'll come back when I got some more stuff to tell y'all.
Yeah,
Listen.
of course.
All right.
And bring him, because you gotta.
Kid Wiz in the building.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you definitely have to come.
Thank you so much. Shout out to you. All right, everybody. You got to get off now.
Yeah, we love y'all.
You know why? Because I'm hungry. How about you?
Me too.
Okay, good. All right, listen. So listen, everybody. That was actor J.D. Williams that was in the building with us right now. Amazing interview. Absolutely love him, his art, his work, everything that his spirit, all the things. Keisha was right. Just a wonderful person. Are you ready? Because this is our first show of our new season.
They don't even know
what's coming.
I don't think they know what's coming.
They don't know what's coming. It's all right. It's all right, though.
But,
it's all right. It feels good to be back.
It does.
It feels good to be back. Feels good to be sitting next to you doing this,
yes.
doing what we do.
Yes.
I mean, we talk every day, but, now we just do it on camera.
Yes.
So it's fine. Shout out
to our listeners.
Yep. Yeah, there you go.
Still in tune.
All right. Shout out to our listeners. We love everybody who watched, everybody who listened, everybody who was in the chat and the comments on however you were watching. We love y'all. God willing, we will be back here next week, same time, same place, different show, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Good night.
Jeff, take us out.
Take us away.
Take us out. Take us out.